Well, good day, viewers. Welcome to 284 Media. I am your host, Kamal Haynes, and today we will be featuring a very special interview. I'm presently here at the Josiah's Bay location of where the new facility for the Humane Society of the British Virgin Islands will be housed. Well, I had the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Vijay Bissoondutt, shelter manager of the Humane Society, and he would have given me an in-depth tour of the facility. We get to all those details right after a quick commercial break.
Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman by yours truly, Ron Grant, presents Season 6. Introducing Sheldon Frett, actor, film producer, writer. Daylon Vantapool, entrepreneur. Terrence Neal, creative director. Chad George, entrepreneur. Humphrey Liu, financial services professional. Jamali DJ Molly Thomas, sales manager. Kai DeCastro, entrepreneur. Dean the Sportsman Greenaway, journalist. St. Clair Steady Fleming, entrepreneur. Devon Cowell, brand specialist. Robert Green, footballer. And Rick S.S. Grant, author. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, coming June 5th, exclusively on 284 Media, inspiring a generation of greatness.
Orange alert! Orange alert!
Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Viewers, I'm here with the shelter manager of the Humane Society of the British Virgin Islands, Mr. Vijay Bissoondutt. We're here at the new facility. He's about to just walk us through the construction phase of the facility and just show us the different aspects of this new facility. Okay, Mr. Bissoondutt, we're here at the new facility. Just in summary, speak about what this entire facility will consist of upon completion.
Well, you know, this location right now it's way bigger than the one we have in Puzzle. This is going to consist of more kennels. Approximately, we'll be able to hold at least 75 dogs, which will give them more space and more room to roam about. You know, we're going to be catered for boarding animals, and we're going to have a cattery and a functional veterinary clinic. The whole concept and seeing the vision coming in the future, I'd like it to be like a little petting zoo, you know. Have a bit of turtles around, some bunnies, rabbits, some birds. You know, kids could come by and entertain themselves on the weekends with family.
And we're here in this area. I was told, as you would have mentioned initially when we stepped into this area, you said this will be the waiting area where persons can come, and there will be a veterinarian here as well?
Yes, definitely. This is going to be the entrance to the main building. It's going to be a waiting area. It's going to be a little reception. We're hoping to have like a little store in the side here that we'll be able to sell our products at, you know, branded Humane Society, which will be able to bring some sort of funds of keeping this structure running, because the overhead will obviously be more expensive to maintain on a monthly basis.
Okay. Well, I'll let you take over from here as you guide the tour and show us the different components of the structure.
Oh, great, thank you. This is the whole front as we go through. It's way bigger. This first piece here, it's going to be like a intake room. Like, you know, when an animal comes into the shelter, this is going to be the first stop. That a vet going to have a look to make sure, you know, if there's any illness, you know, to go through the animal from there on. Okay. Second, in here, is going to be a clinic, a very functional clinic, which we're hoping to offer low-cost veterinary service to resident of the community and resident overall. and continue. It's going to be in here as well. It's going to be like a room that the vet will use to able to sterilize and clean equipment. And we do have a washroom in here and a shower for staff or vet or anybody who's assisting, volunteering, probably get dirty by playing with the animals or working with the vet, might get blood and might need a bath or a shower. We could do it right here as well. As we move on, we're going to move to the second area, which is two entrances. It's a front and a back, or you could say east or west entrance. So basically, this is going to be an intake room as well. If that room is occupied and be taken by one vet, we could do the same in this here.
So it has the potential to host at least 2 veterinarians at a time.
Exactly. As you walk through here, it's going to be in the back here. This is all storages. That we're able to keep the animal food dry. And here now is going to be cat cages.
Cat cages.
Here where we're going to have our boarding cats. And I'm thinking about having like a Wi-Fi camera, so even when people board the animals on their way, they can able to sign into the camera and see what's happening, how the animals are interacting with other animals. And it's it's very clean. It will be easy to clean because the wall is PVC, which means it could hose very easily. This location here, basically, this area is going to be for boarding cats, not for cats for adoption. On the other side, which I'm going to show you now, that's where the cats for adoption is going to be with the kittens.
Okay.
So basically, this is going to be for animals that are going to board if owners are away and they want to leave the cats here.
Okay.
This
and,
is
and that will be a service you guys will offer.
That will be a service we will offer on a cost, yes.
Where you said
In the courtyard?
in the courtyard where you would house the animals for adoption. Nice and roomy. So to speak about this particular area here, I'm sure there'll be many different cages here as well.
Okay, so we have two wings. We have east wings and a west wings. And if you notice, there are 10 kennels. These door here. So each one of these door is going to be a kennel that runs and goes on the outside, meaning each and every dogs will have their own space. They will have an indoor and an outdoor run. So no animal is going to be confined or be in a very small 2x4 cages. These are pretty large cages that they have enough spaces to run in and out.
Okay, great. When I first came in, I saw from the outside this similar structure, but then I did not notice that it was actually both sides that consisted of these kennels, as you would have just mentioned.
Yes, exactly. It looks very tiny from the outside, but when you come inside, it's something totally different. You never judge a book by its cover, I always say.
Definitely. So what are these structures right here?
So these here now is going to be boarding kennels for larger dogs. Owners go away and they have 2 or 3 dogs. We were able to accommodate them in these kennels, which is like the honeymoon suite or the penthouse, So we have a few of these kennels. We have 4 of these kennels, same here as well, and to accommodate bigger dogs that are going to board.
This is almost a bedroom size.
Definitely.
For some people, this is like a bedroom size in an apartment.
Well, we want to make sure these animals are very comfortable,
Okay.
When you're away on vacation, they should feel like they're on vacation as well.
Okay, excellent, excellent.
And same here. Well, there was a lot of airborne viruses that animals could pick up very easily, and being in a shelter, that's one thing, it's a concern. So this room here, sorry, I don't have the key for it right now, but this is a quarantine room. There's a window that you could look through. So animals that comes in with parvo or feline leukemia and need to be treated, that cannot be out in the courtyard with other animals, we'll be able to isolate and quarantine these animals in that room. So we do have and it's a pretty big room. It's very spacious. There's a fan, and it's very, very secure that virus wouldn't be able to get outside. Okay. This is on the
open space here.
and on the courtyard here. These are going to be kennels as well.
Okay.
which we're going to be housing puppies and adult dogs and intake animals. And, you know, it's going to be same on this side as well.
And we see that there's a wash basin here for the dogs and animals.
That's exactly. So, you know, it's and the step is very useful because if it's a pretty big dog, you know, the guy probably wouldn't be able to hire him and put him in the tub, but he could walk him up and lead him straight into. And you know, it's great because everything is actually functional already. So, you know, maybe
Full stainless steel.
yeah, probably the water is off on the outside, but as you could notice, you know, there's power to the building, there's water to the building.
Yes.
It's just there are a few more other things we need to do before we could open up, and you know, we need to raise some more money.
And this is the other wing here to the facility here. This is one we would have seen from the outside. Like
Exactly, and you know, the cages would probably start from inside here, and it's going to run all the way out.
this is 10.
10 here as well, and here definitely going to be a walkway. What I'm going to do, there's a barcode that you'll be able to scan,
Okay, to get the
and
digital.
and then be able to have a bit more of details of what's happening, you know.
Okay, and this is basically the 3D vision
Exactly.
of the facility. Guys, we will scan it and give you more of a in-depth look at the facility while we walk through here as well. I know one thing that we would have mentioned as well, as it relates to the facility. Well, I think you didn't mention it, but I'm sure. Will there be like fans and stuff too for the animals as well?
Yes, definitely. As you can see, each and every cages, the wires run here to install fans, but there it is. We need to raise more funds to make these things possible. You know.
What will power this entire structure? Will it be solar panels by chance?
Well, right now we are on the government grid, but as time goes by, we want to go as green as possible. So that is a future plan.
I know from the outside looking in, upon walking through the facility, this is amazing because it doesn't seem as big as it really is. This is huge.
I'm sorry, I can't give you the exactly square footage, but if you go on our website or Facebook page, Humane Society, at humanesociety@dark.com, you'll be able to see every single thing, you know, the square footage, what type of material we're dealing with, when we started, where we at, where we need to be. Everything is very transparent, you know. If anybody want to know, it's a business plan, it's right there. It's open for the community because, you know, the animal shelter is not privately owned, it's an NPO and it belongs to all of us.
And I know we are here right now since we are in a cool area. It's just best to just get on the topic as well too, because you did mention, you know, more funds are needed to help complete this facility. At this present stage, what time frame are you looking at for full completion?
Well, we don't really have a time frame. We would love to finish by the end of the year. And we're still looking to raise at least $250,000 more, which that to complete having the kennels in, landscape, and put in the sewage and fencing. There's a lot of ways people could assist and help. You could sponsor a kennel. You could even buy a palm tree, you know. So however you want to assist and help the public out there, you know, cooperate business, we still need $250 to make these animals happy.
And I know in terms of this completion and I don't know if you can reveal, what would be the overall figure for this entire project once completed? Because as you said, you have a particular number that you need for completion, and I'm sure you're fully aware what you would have already spent. What's the overall cost of this project?
Well, you know, we're looking totally completed with, you know, equipment inside, veterinary clinics up and running, all the tools and equipment we need, roughly about 770,000, close to 800Ks.
Okay. And I know one of the major things that would have happened recently as it relates to donation and a generous donation of $100,000 that, as you would have said, would have went directly into this facility. I want you to speak about that donation firstly, and also what it means to have people who, you know, despite, you know, his passing, he would have, you know, left something of goodwill, you know, to benefit animals in the future here in the British Virgin Islands.
Well, first of all, I really do like to say thank you to the Doyle family for such a generous donation. As you can see, not a penny went to waste. It all went to good use, and it's all for the future for the animals of the BVI. You know, And for the future, there's a lot more to come. We have a vision that, you said without a vision, the people will perish, but without a vision, animals will perish. So we do have a vision for the animals here in the BVI. We want, we want a lot of more people out there to see that vision that animals do have life, and that, they can't care for themselves, but we as individual human beings, we have to care for them.
And I know we would have spoken briefly just now when we were in one of the other rooms for the cats. You would have spoken about, you have 6 cats at the older facility. Now, I want you to just give me an overall estimation as it pertains to total animals, regardless of species. How many animals frequent through the Humane Society on an annual basis?
Well, no, being the Humane Society, the animal shelter of the BVI, we are the only animal shelter in the BVI, which means I get animal comes from Anegada, Jos van Dyke, Virgin Gorda, Peter Island, Cooper Island. I had weird animals, some exotic animals. My most recently animals that I rescued, it was an emu that I rescued just after Irma, which I sent off to Island Bay. And that emu is living happily now. Before Irma, I had my 2 notorious greenback vervet monkey, which was rescued on island as well. We have had encounter of weird birds, like for the osprey. We had a chinchilla, which is a type of rodent, close to a rat, guinea pigs, rabbits, turtles, sheep, goat, chicken, ducks, parrots, birds. Yeah, some weird stuff that come through our doors.
So you would say,
and still continue coming through the door.
so if you was to put it in figures, how many, in terms of quantity, would you say come through here on an annual basis?
Well, basically right now at the present shelter in Johnson Gate, we probably have about 75 dogs, about 15 cats, left out about 10 rabbits and 4 tortoises, about 3 birds. Yeah, so we do, right now our space is overcrowded.
100 plus animals on an annual basis.
Definitely.
And as you said, the facility over there at the old location, the current location right now is overcrowded. If you was to, in terms of transferring to this facility, will you feel you have way more space in terms of, or you still believe the number still needs to lessen to have that operational capacity where it's efficient and functioning, where it is not, as you said, overcrowding? Because we do know, even though this is a larger location, it can still become overcrowded once the root of the issue of people just leaving their animals, abandoning their animals, etc. It creates more so of an issue in the territory, and therefore more of a not necessarily a burden, but more work for you guys.
Well, overcrowding is one of the major issue and challenges I deal with on a daily basis. It's not because I have a bigger shelter mean I'm going to take more animals in. I will still have a capacity and a max number I want to take in. And those numbers that I'm going to take in, I want to make sure they animals, or that number, are much more happier and healthier and have more space than for me to just crowd the shelter with 100 dogs and they're very uncomfortable and not happy. So I will still try to keep it to a limit and make sure the limit that we have, they're way content and much more happy and much more healthier and will be much easier to find homes.
Mm-hmm. And I know you guys had a program, an initiative where you guys would have shipped dogs to the U.S., United States, etc., in different parts of the world. Speak about that. Is that still ongoing, and how can persons that want to get in contact with you guys reach you guys to be able to have some of the dogs from here in other parts of the world, maybe the States, Canada, etc.?
Yeah, well, that's a program very collaborated with an organization called PAWS BVI. We work very closely, and they offer free neutering and spaying of animals to stop the unwanted, to bring the population down. So they have a program called Animals with Wings, which they have partners, shelters, and organizations throughout the U.S. that they work closely with. And yes, that program is still happening. It's called Animals with Wings. If anybody is traveling back to the U.S. are willing to escort a puppy under 12 pounds or under 20 pounds, you could assist by doing that. All you gotta do is somebody's gonna wait for you at the ferry terminal. You take the puppy, go with it on the plane, on the other end, somebody's gonna retrieve it from you. So that program is still active and still going.
And as you said, it's still going. How often do you find you guys doing shipping dogs through that initiative?
Well, and, it depends on the season as well, how many people are traveling. Like right now, all the fosters home, they're full of puppies. And, we're just waiting to, if somebody's traveling tomorrow and they're willing to escort 2 puppy, it'd be great. But, for the year, it's been very successful so far. Can't really give you a number, but very successful.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Bissoondutt. Any other thing you would like to share as it relates to the BVI Humane Society and on some of the upcoming initiatives that you guys may have? As you do know, or as you have mentioned before, the whole aim is to continue to raise funds to complete this facility. And I do know that you guys from time to time have different fundraising initiatives that you host. I was at the recent dog show in Naniki, where you guys would have, utilize that initiative to raise more funds as well. Speak about some of the upcoming initiatives that you guys have that the viewing public can put on their calendars to attend to also contribute.
Yes, thank you. Our next major event is going to be the Gamer Night, which is going to be on the 22nd of June at Peg Legs Naniki at the Beach Bar. Basically, what we do, we turn the whole Peg Leg restaurant into a casino. Playing blackjack, roulette, craps. I have a flyer, I could probably show it to you. You could probably put it online as well. And, we need dealers who could help to deal blackjack, roulette, crabs. They are practiced twice a week at the sports club, every Tuesday and Thursday. That's from now on until the game night on the 22nd of June. And that's one of our big major fundraising events. It's a dress-up night, so everybody look forward to it, the ladies in the gongs, the guys in the tux. Yes, it'll be a great event. I'm going to give you a flyer that you put up.
Okay, well, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Bissoondutt of the BVI Humane Society shelter manager, for showing us this lovely facility. And once it's completed, we'll definitely be willing to come through to give the viewing public an update as they would see from here in terms of, at least, it's still in a really nice shape right now, but to see the finished product, I'm sure their breath will be taken away.
And thank you guys for coming out and spare some time to show the general public what a beautiful facility we have here. And hopefully by the end of the year, we're able to complete and able to continue the good works we do.
Viewers, there you heard it from the shelter manager at the Humane Society of the British Virgin Islands, Mr. Vijay Bissoondutt. I am Kamal Haynes. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, bye-bye.